This is how you thread a needle. You are going to take a spool of thread and you're gonna unravel it about shoulder's width apart. Then I'm going to double back and do another shoulder's width so that I can do a doubled thread. I'm going to cut it. Make sure you have sharp scissors. It's the most important thing to finally get it into your needle. If you have good eyes, you don't need the needle threader, but I'll show you how to use the needle threader. I usually put it so that the hole of the needle is facing up towards the ceiling and down towards the floor because it's easier. And I'm gonna come in from underneath the needle. It gave me a little resistance, but I just popped it right through. If you put water on your finger or lick your finger, you can make a better point at the end, especially if your scissors aren't really sharp. So I'm gonna pull this all the way through, and you're going to bring the thread over itself so it's literally in half. So the needle's at one end, your fingers are at the other end, and then you're gonna hold it so that the needle's at the bottom, and you are gonna tie a loop and put the tail through the loop, and you are going to tie the knot, just like that. And you can tie as many knots as you want, depending on how thick the fabric is. If it's a thin fabric, like a silk, I would just tie one knot. So now I'm gonna show you how to thread with a fancy needle threader, which is definitely something you should have in your sewing kit. It usually kind of looks like a coin. It comes in a lot of sewing kits. So there's a little hole. I can see it right there. I'm gonna twist it. And usually these needle kits come with really tiny holed needles for really silky thread, or they come with, they're called quilting needles with huge eyes. I'm gonna go to the medium needle. I'm gonna take one out. And so this needle threader, it's very easy. You basically stick it through the hole. Sometimes it needs to be smushed. Stick it through the hole, and it pretty much is, it's cheating. It's giving you a huge hole as your target to get the thread in, and then you're gonna pull it through. So now that that's in, I'm gonna take another 2 shoulders lengths of thread, cut it, and then this is going to blow your mind. You literally, I have like a 1/2 inch hole now for like a millimeter hole in my needle. I'm gonna thread it through just like I would thread my needle. And then I'm going to pull the needle threader through. Actually, what I'm gonna do is cut this. So I have 2 layers of thread. I'm just gonna cut 1 layer. And I'm gonna pull this off. This was like waste. Now I have my needle threaded and it was very easy. I'm gonna show you how to actually do 1 ply thread. So you're gonna pull this so the second ply of thread is halfway down, and you're gonna tie your knot on the single strand instead of how we did it before, which was on a double strand. So I'm gonna do 2 knots on top of each other, and now I have a single strand thread to sew something more delicate.